Yo, 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 what's going on? How's everybody doing today? Thank y'all for tuning in. Oh, there you go. Loud and clear. We got the sounds, we got the sounds. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing it today? We have another good show lined up for you today. We are piggybacking off of yesterday's show. Well, 2 days ago show, if you didn't see it, the last show that we did, where basically we had went over different parts of the show, but the economy part of the show, where we had basically talked about the LA fires, and then I was going to piggyback and add some more things onto it to kind of see where the economy is going and to lead into the AI portion of the show. But this is going to be part 2 of that, so we're going to pick up where we left off. But with that being said, man, thank y'all for tuning in. We are multi-streaming today on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, and Rumble. If you're on YouTube, do me a favor, hit that like button. It's going to look something like that right there. So you go ahead and hit that like button for me. That'd be greatly appreciated. And to get the algorithm out, to get more people in here, that would be greatly appreciated. If you want to donate right there, there's a Cash App in the Venmo if you choose to. Greatly appreciated. With all that being said, man, so we want to go ahead and jump right into the show today because, well, what is today? Today's Wednesday. Yeah, today is Wednesday. And we're going to jump into the show. We usually have 4 segments of the show. We're going to run through the first couple of segments real quick because I really want to get to the main part of the show to pick up on part 2. So we can kind of pick up where we left off and get through with this portion of this part of the show, and then pick up maybe, what is it, tomorrow on some more things that we can be talking about. Because, yeah, we can get back tomorrow with another show and pick up with some new stuff. But we got to get through today to do part 2 because it's going to be really good and really interesting. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Let's not waste no more time. Let's have a good time and see what else is going on. But first, with the first slide of the show, we have to give honor to basically one of the greats out there, because this man right here, if you ain't feeling like this, or if you don't think highly of yourself like this man does right here, I don't think I ever want to talk to you. I don't want to get to know you. Let me go ahead and get it right. All right, there we go. We got it set up. So let's go ahead with the first slide of the show and put the banner back on. Oh, hold on one second. Okay, sorry. My dog is back there acting a fool, but he's playing with his toys. So that's a good thing. Just for some reason, he feels a need. He wants to play with other stuff, but he's playing with his toys, so he's not going to be put in a cage. Anyhow, let's go ahead and put the banner up for the first portion of the show. It's going to be the What the Fitness part of the show. It's going to be a quick one. That's what she said. We're going to start off with the first slide we got up here. The first slide we got up here is going to be, bam, none other than, if you don't know, well, you're about to know now, Mr. Macho Man Randy Savage. He said, have you tried therapy? Let's see what his response is to, oh crap, why am I upside down on the screen? Yo, 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 hold on. Let's see, we good here? Oh, how did that happen? Oh my goodness, how did this even happen? Oh, okay, I gotta fix that. Yeah, we gotta fix this pronto. Let's get this taken care of ASAPidly. Sorry about that, people. I don't know how the heck that even happened. Who done put your boy upside down? Somebody playing a prank on me? We got to fix this quickly. All right, here we go. Let's fix this. Can I turn it? There we go. There we go. All right, there we gonna do it live. We had to do that live, and we're gonna fix that. There we go. How the hell did I'll tell you? Sometimes my OBS be doing some stuff that I don't even understand why it's even doing it. But hey, we fixed it. We're back on track. Anyhow, let's go. So let's go ahead and have one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Not just for his wrestling skills, but this man nailed a character better than anybody I can think of that has nailed a character. Like, this dude played the character to the T. And if you are walking around in any kind of mood throughout the day, this is the approach you need to have with life. Macho Man, take it away. Oh, wait. Can we not hear him? No, we can't. All right, rest in peace, Mean Green, and rest in peace, Macho Man Randy Savage. Or Mean Green Gene Okerlund and Macho Man. But here we go. Let's hear this man speak some of this greatness into your life.
Any kind of treatment, any kind of psychological help, behavioral help?
Yes, I did. I saw a woman psychiatrist, and she said I was OCD, one cool dude. And she understands the way I think right now. And everything's cool, everything's copacetic, everybody's happy. And I'm happy too, because I'm happy about what I'm going to do right now. Check it out.
Did you seek any kind of treatment, any kind of psychological help, behavioral help?
Yes, I did. I saw a woman psychiatrist, and she said I was OCD, one cool dude.
There you go. My man said he is OCD, one cool dude. That is right. Yes, 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 yes. My man here is with it. He is with it all the way. OCD. He said he went to a therapist, and the therapist said, yes, he has OCD. So if that's what I have, I agree with it. Yes, sir. So shout out to Macho Man with the greatness. Yes, sir. Yes. So if anybody says you got OCD, let them know who you are. Yes. You OCD. One cool dude. Ordained by the great one. Yes. Yes. And let's finish it up.
And she understands the way I think right now. And everything's cool. Everything's copacetic. Everybody's happy. And I'm happy too. Because I'm happy about what I'm going to do right now. Check it out.
Check it out. That's right. Shout out to the Macho Man Randy Savage. And speaking of the Macho Man Randy Savage, we also have looks like two brothers here basically showing what it's like, not just growing up as brothers, but basically if you have your cousin over for Christmas or any time really, and you're a wrestling fan, and if you know if you've ever done this before with your friends or with cousins, anybody, where you pull a mattress out and put it in the living room and y'all go ahead and reenact some wrestling moves or wrestling scenes. There ain't nothing greater than these good times that you had back in the day. Let's go ahead and pull this up on the screen, man, because you ever had this before. You know you had this. See, look, they got the mattress out in the living room, and they're about to go ahead and go full WWE on all of it. Let's watch these men work.
Disqualification. Shot to the cranium. Oh my! Tombstone! What encounter into the tombstone pile driver. Undertaker is going to WrestleMania.
Yeah, shout out to them. That was fantastic. Give them boys a round of applause. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They did a really good job on that, by the way. If you didn't like that, then you got problems. You got problems if you didn't like that. Did you see the swanton bomb he did off of the sofa? Did you see it? I didn't think he was going to pull it off. Let's watch it again. Let's watch this kid pull that swanton bomb off. Oh, wait, we're doing bloopers.
Wooden bit on the front of the sofa.
Oh, no. Oh, this right here was straight classic. Look at, they are legit in the living room. Got one foot on the couch, the other foot on the entertainment stand. It looked like he got a picture of his girlfriend right here. Look at this. This is why I thought Bob was epic. Check it out. Look, that height. Oh, oh my goodness. Yo. That was fantastic. That was beautiful. That was freaking beautiful. I gotta give him all the credit in the world of that one. Like, yo, I want to see it again, but I can't rewind it, so I just got to go through with it. But hey, that swanton bomb was sweet. Let's let him keep going.
Edge about to be sentenced in payback time. The bomb. This is legal now. Oh my God! Ready to strike. This looks like straight to music. Streak's over! They done it! Oh, they haven't done it! It's not over! It's not over! The streak lives!
With a spear! Choke slam!
No disqualification! Shot to the cranium! Tombstone! What encounter into the tombstone pile driver!
blooper.
Wooden bit on the front of the.
Oh man, he hit his head on the front of the couch. Yikes. But yo, to you gentlemen, victory music. That was fantastic. That really was. That was really good. All right, we got two more. Like I said, it's going to be a short segment for the fitness part of the show. Yes, it's going to be a short one. I don't know if y'all can hear that in the background. My little dog, little collar thing is jingling. Oh, yeah, and he's going to be in trouble. All right, so we're going to run this one real quick right here. So the next one we got here is some gym effery is what I like to call it. So, you know, you get the videos where you see people doing random stuff in the gym. Well, this is what we're about to see. We're going to see people doing gym workouts and gym exercises. And, you know, sometimes people don't know what they're doing in the gym. Sometimes they need a helping hand. Sometimes they need help. Sometimes they need guidance. Other times you just need to sit back and watch. Enjoy the show. So with that being said, let's go ahead and pull this up on our screen and check out some of these gym shenanigans that's going on. Here we go. I'm going to let y'all watch this. Let me go put this dog in the cage. Here we go.
Lo que quieren. Esto es lo que quieren.
Okay, I don't know how long this has been going on for, but I do know that hopefully YouTube don't hit me with a copyright on this one because that music was thumping. But anyway, we got a guy here. I don't know, he's working. He's getting some shoulder mobility working out going on right about there. This, I don't even know what to say about this, bruh. You could have did a different machine for that one. All right, he's doing supposed to be tricep dips. Don't know what you call this one. I guess he needs that mat for the bar. My buddy is swinging the bench around. Leave that guy be. Let him be. He'll be done in a moment. Hey man, leave that man alone. Let that man take his shirt off. If he feel confident with his shirt off looking like that, let him be. He can work that off. Oh, yeah, he's trying to do front tib curls is what you call that. Front tib raises, where you work the front of your shins instead of your calves. So, yeah, I understood what he was doing. This right here, you wasted all them 45 plates. All right, but hey. I guess he's working on his mixed martial arts, his MMA. So, you know, he clearly knows what he's doing. I'm going to give him benefit of the doubt. But with that being said, even though all these people in here doing some craziness or some nonsense, at least they're in the gym. That's all I care about. At least get in the gym. When you get there, you can figure out the rest later or ask questions and figure out what workouts you should do or what body part you want to work on. At least have that figured out. Where do you want to work on that day? Go in there and lift some weights. At least you're in there doing something. I mean, even if it looks like this and, you ain't getting much out of it, hopefully you can, somebody will critique you, constructive criticism you to, get it right. Just don't be swinging the bench around like this dude right here. This is dangerous. Yeah, this is dangerous. Yeah, my guy's confident. Let that man be, but he does have on jeans. So, jeans ain't, attire for the gym. So, I don't know. Maybe he was drunk. But with that being said, at least these people are in the gym, and for that, we got to give them the victory music. Hit it. All right. And one thing I got to show. We got one, I guess we can say two. We got two last ones for the fitness portion of the show. What we got here is we got the power of surrounding yourself around the right people. Well, this may have music on it, so I may have to, mute it. But anyhow, It's the power of surrounding yourself with the right people. Somebody's doing this little experiment, right, where they're spinning tops. You got different kind of tops or whatever they are. One is all funky and broken and busted, and I guess the other ones are good. All the other ones are straight. They're they're in good condition. And you're gonna see what happens when he starts with the funky one first, and then he starts to bring in the other ones in good condition. Let's see what happens with the experiment that said person does. So let's pull this up on the screen. So you see here, the black one is going to be the funky one. And then these other ones, this one over here is going to be the more healthy one. So let's see how this situation pans out. If it has music, we're going to mute it. Of course, it has music. So we're going to let it go. So here we go. So you see there, he's bringing some other ones in. He's spinning them, and boom, look at that. You see that? You see how they say you are the sum of who you hang around with? That's basically what it's telling you right there. And then look, you take the good people away. Well, he didn't finish that part. But look, it wasn't even spinning at first. The bad one wasn't even spinning. And then look, here we go. It starts to catch a spin, and then it starts to spin straight, even though it's all like dented up and doesn't have the same ergonomics or aerodynamics or whatever you want to call it as the other ones. It still was able to catch a good rate of speed. So always remember that, man. Whoever you're hanging around with, you got to keep that in mind. You are who you hang around with. Of course, like they say, if you hang around millionaires, you'll be the next one. If you hang around broke people, you'll be the next one. If you hang around drug addicts, you'll be a drug addict. That's just how it goes. You got to figure out who you're going to put yourself around with, or better yet, become that person. Become that person. Become it. Become it. Instead of being the one in the black that needs help, be the one in the white to be able to help other people around you, instead of you being the one that needing help. Be it first, and then but also one bad apple can't spoil the whole bunch. So protect your energy at all costs, of course. So hopefully you understand the lesson of that day, or the lesson of today. Hopefully that made sense to you, and if not, that's your problem. Give me a clap. And last but not least, if you don't know, now you know. Your boy here. We do online fitness coaching, but also we do have on this video section of this channel, we do at-home fitness workouts. In case you didn't know, here's a short of what we do. Let's check it out.
And go.
Oh yeah. So there you go. You got home fitness workout videos for you right here. We can go through them and check them out. You know what I mean? If you ever need to get fitness done at home, if you're on the go, if you're a busy professional, if you're any kind of these people, if you're always traveling, if you're always, we got content for you and fitness videos where you can sit right in your hotel room, your living room, whatever room, your room to get away from your spouse room, and you can get a full workout in. If you can't get to the gym or what have you, or you got to get something quick on the go, you don't have much to do, or you don't have anything but something, slightly heavy to kind of, help you get the workout in. I got you. We got you taken care of. Go to the DLE Fitness YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, and go check out some workouts that we got for you. So please feel free, show your boy some love and support. I don't know who the hell that is, but that's me right there. And if you ever need to get your workout on, man, it doesn't matter where you're at in the world. You could be at a beach. You could be traveling you could be first class on the airplane. Anywhere. Get your workout in. And let me be the one to help you get through on your workout adventures, man. So thank y'all for the continued support. I greatly appreciate y'all. Yes. All right. Well, that was it for the fitness portion of the show. Yes, it was. Let's go ahead and change that banner. We're going to switch over to the dark humor or humor portion of the show, where we basically do anything humorous or dark humorous. If you're sensitive, go away. If you got tough skin, come chill. It could be dark humor or humor, whatever the case may be. So, be ready for either one. Just don't get offended. If you get offended, well, that's your problem, not mine. But with that being said, let's go ahead and pull up our first video that we have of the day for the dark humor portion of the show. Video that we have of... Oops, didn't know I had that up. All right, well, we got that taken care of. All right, so here we go. So dark humor portion of the show. Here we go. Let's get this on the screen. And we have a new, sounds like we have a new wrestling. Once again, wrestling again. Yeah, wrestling has a, I guess it has a new, I don't know how to say this, new company. You know, you had like ECW, AEW, or I take that back, a new event. Event like they had like Backlash, WrestleMania, Unforgiven, King of the Ring, Royal Rumble. Well, they got a new one. Let's check it out. Let's see what it is. Here we go. The new wrestling event. Let's take it away.
To Nigga Mania! We've been waiting on these epic battles all year long. Macho Man Ricky Savage versus Hope Easy. Nigga Mania! And in a table, ladders, and chairs match, we got Shannon, You Can't See Me Shaw versus Shannon the Rock Tatum. You know he's one of us. Nigga Mania! Then for the undisputed Universal Championship, we have Young Flair versus Stone Cold Steve Harvey. Nigga Mania! Then in our main event, we have a casket match. Lenny the Sting Kravitz versus the Booty Taker. The Booty Taker has never lost at Nigga Mania. Will his streak live on? Tune in this Sunday night on Tubi. Nigga Mania.
Oh no, not the Booty Taker. Oh my goodness. They got Steve, it's not Steve Harvey. They got P. Diddy as the Booty Taker. That's cold-blooded. Why they do Diddy like that?
I said, goddamn. Goddamn.
Well, I mean, I hate to be honest, but it fits him. It actually fits him. It actually makes perfect sense. I mean, look at him. They did a good job putting them together. So, this is a perfect character. Yeah. Yeah, Stone Cold Steve Harvey. I think they could have picked somebody else. Doesn't fit. However, this one right here is pretty savage.
Welcome to Nigga Mania. We've been waiting on these epic battles all year long. Macho Man Ricky Savage.
Macho Man Ricky. Now look, this right here, Rick Ross needs to see this and be motivated to try to get himself to look like this. This should be his motivation to get to this point in life right here. All that money you got, you trying to become a billionaire, you need to go ahead and try to, get in some kind of shape. Take you a little bit more seriously.
Savage versus Hulk Easy.
Hulk Yeezy. Yeezy need to get in shape too. You know what's funny? How they got all the rumors going around. Well, I say rumors because you actually got the man on a phone call dropping the N-word. Hulk Hogan. And then you got Hulk Hogan played by Kanye out of all people. That is hilarious.
Nigga Mania. And in a table, ladders, and chairs match, we got Shannon, You Can't See Me Shaw versus Shannon the Rock Tatum. You know he's one of us. Nigga Mania.
Shannon the Rock Tatum.
Then for the undisputed Universal Championship, we have Young Flair versus Stone Cold Steve Harvey. Nigga Mania. Then in our main event, we have a casket match. Lenny the Sting Kravitz versus the Booty Taker. The Booty Taker has never lost at Nigga Mania. Will his streak live on?
Never lost in Ninja Mania. Oh Lord, that is crazy. The Booty Taker. Ugh, just gross. But hey, if it was real, everybody would watch this wrestling event. I don't know, but what do you think? I think they did a pretty good job on this, and shout out to them. All right, so let's see what we have here. What do we have? What do we have here? Oh man! All right, so we got. Oh man, how do I say this? Air Flamin' Hot Cheeto Challenge. We have somebody doing ALR Flamin' Hot Cheeto. Let me pull up on the screen. ALR Flaming Hot Cheeto Challenge. Right there. ALR. I don't know what that stands for. ALR Flaming Hot Cheeto Challenge. However, she's doing a Hot Cheeto Challenge. Let's see how this goes. Here we go.
You can't drink anything and you have to eat the whole bag. Not entirely entirely sure how I feel about this right now, but I love hot Cheetos, don't get me wrong, but when you're trying to lose weight, this isn't really the thing you should be eating. So can we have a thumbs up for a cheat meal? Like oh.
Oh no, what happened? Oh, we gotta do it again. Oh, come on. What's going on? Oh, what happened? Oh, my stuff froze up on me. Oh, what happens to my internet? Oh, come on. Did my internet mess up? All right, in the middle of the show. You gotta be effing kidding me. Come on. Don't do this to me now. Oh, man. Come on. I mean, it shows that I got all great bars and great service. Okay, there we go. It's back. It's back. It's back. It's back. Okay, let's pull up for round 2. Let's go ahead and finish watching it. There we go. We got it going. All right. So anyway, ALR Hey Flame Out Cheeto Challenge. Clearly she's lying about, I don't know, that dog side eye, boy, that thing says so much. That picture says so much. But we're gonna watch it again and watch the whole thing in its entirety. But she talking about she don't know how she feel about this. Girl, hush. Here we go.
You have to eat the whole bag.
She licked her lips, boy.
Not entirely sure how I feel about this right now, but I love hot Cheetos, don't get me wrong, but when you're trying to lose weight, this isn't really the thing you should be eating. So can we have a thumbs up for a cheat meal? Like oh my god, is this real life? This is a lot. I have never eaten this many hot Cheetos in one sitting. Let's just get to this. They're so good.
This is so
I really
sad.
am trying to lose weight. I'm down 14 pounds. And that's awesome. Harley, what were we thinking? Like, you know those other size bags are like a little bit smaller than this? I could do that in one sitting. But I have to be like really wanting hot Cheetos. Hot Cheetos give me life. Rules are...
Oh my goodness, why do people do this? This don't make no sense. Alright, so Hot Cheetos gives her life. Oh man, appreciate the follow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What's good, Fresh? What's good, what's good? Doing the show, my G. Thank you for tuning in. So we got a chick here says, hot Cheetos. She's trying to do a challenge, and the rule is you can't drink anything when you eat them. Now, one thing I want you to pay attention to is when she mentions this hot Cheetos challenge, look at this woman lick her lips. Look at this.
You can't drink anything, and you have to eat the whole bag.
Oh my, you see her lick her lips? Oh my goodness.
Not entirely sure how I feel about this right now, but
Cap.
I love hot Cheetos, don't get me wrong, but when you're trying to lose weight, this isn't really the thing you should be eating. So can we have a thumbs up for a cheat meal? Like oh my god, is this real life?
Who pours out all the chips in the bag and then looks inside the bag to see if there's more chips? Oh my gosh, she looked inside the bag. Look at her face. She's like, are there any more? Nah, sweetie, there's no more hot Cheetos. They're all gone. They're right in front of you. Eat them. All right, here we go. My God, is this real life? Clearly it is.
This is a lot. I have never eaten this many hot Cheetos in one sitting.
This is my favorite meme ever. I wonder if this is a real dog.
Let's just get to this. Oh
my gosh, look at this, man. Come on. Like, why would you do this to yourself? Like, stop it. Stop it. Like, seriously. Talking about you're trying to lose weight. Like, cut it out.
They're so good.
Yeah, we know. We see it.
I really am trying to lose weight. I'm down 14 pounds.
That's wild. That's
And
wild.
that's awesome. Harley, what were we thinking? Like, you know those other size bags are like a little bit smaller than this? I could do that in one sitting.
Duh.
But I have to be like really wanting hot Cheetos. Hot Cheetos give me life.
Really? Hot Cheetos gives you life. Clearly they give you more than life. Put them away. But, however, one thing I will say is the comment section did her pretty dirty. I'll say that much for sure. Comment section we got here, every meal for you is a cheat meal. She's looking in that bag like more are going to appear. Somebody here says, why are we shaming? I eat a whole bag of Cheetos in one sitting. S-I-T, oh Lord, and we have, okay, I'm going to give her a pass for the misspell. That was just a double type. Anyway, shut up. By the end, I could predict the suspicious dog aberration. The dog with the suspicious look in the zoom in cracks me up. It does. That dog is hilarious. She's a nutritionist, y'all, and I would say so. Got me twinning with the dog when she said, I'm never eating this many Cheetos in one sitting. Yeah, that's true. I mean, we know that's a lie. That's not true. Is she ever not sitting? Oh my goodness, yes, sir. Well, if she's down 14 pounds, hopefully she's hitting the gym. You know what? Let me see if she's hitting the gym. Let me see if she's capping, because I am on her page. Let's see. Is she telling the truth? Are you telling the truth? Let's see. Do we have anything gym? This is a food channel. All you do is eat food on here. Yeah, but today is a cheat day where I can eat wherever I want. And this is not the Cheeto channel. She looked like she's eating. Yeah, you're eating here. I'm not hungry. Day 10 and no takeout. It is past 3 a.m. and I haven't eaten all day. Okay, so are you working out or are you just not eating? That's what I'm trying to figure out, but I don't know. But if you're down 14 pounds, congratulations. But, you know, you do need to eat if you're going to lose. Just got to hit your macros and hit a gym, you know. I mean, if you're serious about it, be serious about it. I'm not here to shame you, although I will shame you if that's what helps get you where you need to be. But, yeah, I don't really see her, you know, she's just grubbing. It's just like, you know, she knows she's big and she uses that as part of her platform, which is cool. Do whatever you want to do, but, you know, don't tell us you're trying to lose weight and you're reading a bag of flaming hot Cheetos as part of your content. Like, cut it out. Stop it. Get some help. But anyway, moving on to the next one. Next one we have here is, what are you doing? So somebody's getting pranked in the elevator. So we got a couple people in the elevator, like 4 people in the elevator, and somebody's about to get pranked. So let's see what's going on. And what would you do in this situation if you were getting pranked like this in an elevator? So let me go ahead and get this good. Make sure y'all can see that. What are you doing? They pranked him in an elevator. What would you do? Let's roll it.
Hello?
Sorry.
Excuse me. What are you doing?
What's wrong with you?
Sorry.
What, sorry?
Sorry?
No, I'll show you. I'll show you. No. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I will shoot you.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Right leg.
What? What's it?
Right leg.
Yes.
Shoot.
What are you doing?
Right leg.
What are you doing?
Not me.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
What are you doing? What are you doing? They keep pointing the gun every time he turns. They're like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Hello?
Sorry.
Excuse me. What are you doing?
What's wrong with you?
Sorry.
What, sorry?
Sorry?
No, I'll show you.
I'll show you.
No.
I'll show you. Sorry. Here we go. Look at his face. He's like, oh, snap. Look at her. She already got her eyes glanced over at him like, how's he going to react? Here we go.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I will shoot you.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Right leg, right leg.
What? What's it?
Right leg, right leg.
Yes.
Shoot, shoot, shoot.
What are you doing?
Right leg.
What are you doing?
Not me,
No,
not
no.
me.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
What are you doing? He trying not to get shot. I'm sorry, that's a horrible prank, but it's funny as hell. Oh man. All right, that's a good prank. I think that's a great prank. Hopefully that never happens to me, because I mean, yeah, you don't know what's real and what's fake, and yeah, don't do that to me, please. If you ever see me in the elevator, don't prank me like that. It's not funny when it's happening to me, but if it's happening to you, I'm gonna get a kick out of it because everybody's gonna be safe, nobody's gonna get hurt. I just don't need to be the person that gets pranked on that. Anyhow, we got this comedian up here. What's this guy's name? Is this? I forget what this guy's name is. Is it Kill Tony? I think it's Kill. Let me see. Let me see before I. Okay, I don't know what his name is, but we're gonna watch this and see what he says. He has a punchline that he's about to deliver. If I could just not get it on your screen. All right, so here we go. Let's see what we got. Well, first, let me let it play through, because clearly when I refresh the screen, it's gonna keep screwing up. All right, here we go. So we got this here, and we got I don't know his name, but if you see him, you may know who he is. But let's go ahead and put him up on screen and see what this joke that he has to tell is. Comedian. He's a pretty good comedian, I might say. I've seen him a few times. I just never knew what his name was. I'm trying to figure it out, but it's not important. So let's hear his joke that he has, speaking on the LGBTQ community. Here we go.
Gotta really be gay to like men, because women got assholes too. You gotta really be gay to like men, because women got assholes too. You gotta really be gay to like men, because women got assholes too.
I mean, that was always a point that I always had. That was literally my thing. I was like, I don't understand it. Like, you're literally going up the same hole that releases the same thing on the other gender. Why would you go up his when you can just go up hers? But, you know, like, I don't know. Maybe I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But he's telling the truth. I mean, no lies told. All right. So what we got up next? Oh, that was it. That was it for the humor portion of the show. I told you it's gonna be quick. I want to get straight to the point of the other stuff. Anyway, let's pull this banner off. Let's get back to the economy. All right, so let me see here. Before we get into part 2 of from what happened from the show from Monday, we got a couple of announcements to make. First announcement is going to be from Putin. Hopefully this is true. I don't know if it's true or not, but if it is, shout out to so we got Putin up here. We got Putin as the first person we're gonna put up on the screen. Let's see what Putin's been doing over there in Russia. Putin, Russian police cracked down on a nightclub and fined 7 attendees for looking too gay in their choice of outfits. Good Lord have mercy. He is not playing. Oh man. Hey, I mean, he just fined him. He just gave him a fine. He didn't give him jail time. He just gave him a fine. But I don't understand what it means by looking too gay. If this is true, this is hilarious. I don't care what nobody says. Like, golly. So it says right here, in Tula, Russia, police fined 7 nightclub attendees for their outfits after a raid. Oh, after a raid, so it got raided, claiming they promoted non-traditional sexual relations. This crackdown aligned with the Kremlin's ongoing anti-LGBTQ plus policies. Okay, so there's policy that's going on in Russia. The detainees' clothing included bright colors and unconventional styles, leading to charges typically reserved for those promoting pro-LGBTQ material. The incident reflects the intensifying repression of LGBTQ rights in Russia amidst a broader cultural push for traditional values. Hey, all right. He says he's going back to traditionalism. He says, screw you progressives. All right. All right. He said, hey, if you want to do it, keep it at home, but we doing it traditional over here in Mother Russia. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Hey. Round of applause to Putin. Hey, if that's how he's running his country, that's how he run his country. I guess certain people can't go to Russia. And for China, up next, we got China. China's, on the other hand, China has banned transgenders from TV. China has banned transgenders from TV, including a ban on showing LGBT relationships on TV. So you cannot see their relationships on China. So it looks like other parts of the world is going traditional and not progressive. So with that being said, let's give China a round of applause as well. Yeah, so China says we not on that progressive tip either. We are going back to traditionalism. Like, no, we going traditional with it. We're not going progressive. So we got Russia and now we got China. Both of them are on to something, and looks like, on the flip side, the US is a little bit different. And let me show you. Let me see if I could find what I mean here. So we got Russia cracking down, and then we got China. Now let's see. What is it? How do I say it? There we go. So let's see what we have here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull this up because I actually found this on Google. Anyway, so let me pull this up real quick. So they have that stuff going on. But over in the U.S., well, I ain't have to really pull it up. I'll just speak on it. The U.S., like a place like Nevada, Maine has decriminalized the selling of sex, but it remains illegal to buy. You know what? Let's go ahead and put this up on the screen. Screw it. We're going to put this up on the screen because I have to show this right here because this is pretty crazy. I mean, how can you sell it but can't buy it? But anyway, let's pull this up on the screen. So in the U.S., on the other hand, let me zoom in a little bit more on that so we can see. So we got prostitution is illegal in most of the United States, but there are or has been some movement towards decriminalizing in recent years. Nevada, the only state to legalize some prostitution in 17 of its counties. However, prostitution is illegal in the state's most populated counties, including Clark County and Washoe County. Maine decriminalized the selling of sex, but it remains illegal to buy. What the hell does that even mean? You can sell it, but you can't buy it. So only one side gets in trouble. So the man gets in trouble, the woman gets off scotch-free. Or maybe you could just say, or maybe there's a loophole around it. Well, of course, we all know if you put a camera up, then that means that you're shooting prawn, and therefore you're no longer selling or soliciting anything. You're actually committing an act of pornography, and therefore it's no longer a crime. Let's see, Rhode Island. Prostitution was legal from 1980 to 2009, but was outlawed in 2009. I never knew that. What? That's crazy. All right, in Louisiana, convicted pros are required to register as sex offenders. Sheesh, I didn't know that either. All right. In the United States, rather than the federal government have the power to regulate or prohibit sex work, some say that decriminalizing such work could improve the lives of the workers and society as a whole. Benefits of decriminalization include safety. So The workers, the SEX workers, could work without the fear of arrest or violence. Healthcare. Sex workers could have access to healthcare to protect themselves. Rights. Sex workers could retain their rights and independence, including the right to unionize and seek legal protection. Unionize. Public image. Sex workers could be valued members of society rather than being treated as criminals or objects. Okay, they are objects. They are objects. There's no way around it. You're an object. Crime rate. Decriminalization could improve the crime rate. I don't know about that. I don't see it improving the crime rate. I don't see it. I don't know. I really don't know. But what I can say is that if you're going to rights, if you're gonna say, I'm gonna piggyback off of rights. If sex workers could retain their rights and independence, including the right to unionize and seek legal protection, this is what I think will happen. If they do it, right? If they do legalize or decriminalize and legalize are two different things. So right here, they're speaking on decriminalization. So it's no longer crime. But if they get to the point where they can tax sex workers for it, then the government is your pimp. Basically, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I mean, there's probably sex workers out right now who get government assistance and government benefits and they don't have to apply for anything because they get paid on the table. But then all that becomes gone and now you can't get any government assistance or benefits, although you can still get health care and all that good stuff. But you're just going to be another tax bracket. And we're seeing that now with OnlyFans. So, I mean, it's practically decriminalized already. I don't even know why they even have to say that, but it is decriminalized. If you have OnlyFans and you got a camera, all you got to do is put a camera up and turn it into porn, and therefore, boom, there it is. We all know what you did. So, yeah, there's that. There is that. Moving on to the next thing we have here. Okay, so we're going to piggyback off of where we are. So here we are. We're back where we left off on part 1 on the show we did on Monday. So the show we did on Monday was this show right here. Let me pull this up for you so you can see it. We did this show. It's the California wildfire situation is like a movie. And we had Dane Calloway movie who we piggybacked off of and watched this video, who basically went through and explained the wildfires, the potential causes of them, the fact that they're trying to say that arsonists caused them. You had Governor Newsom, who basically lied to this woman's face about being on the phone with the president. Then when she said, "Can I hear your conversation?" he was like, "I ain't got no service." I mean, just straight lied to the woman's face. But what we have is him basically going over everything that's been happening with these California wildfires, you know what I mean? And how it's really looking pretty fishy. Let me kind of just skim over this real quick.
The incident started here. And
so this is them talking about the arsonists. They said they found arsonists who actually caused the fires, but you got people who have cameras who have seen like unidentified flying objects, not like UFOs, flying saucers, aliens, but we could just simply just call them drones if that's the case. In the smoke, they had one little object that looked like a black flag, and then another one you would see like little bitty lights floating out in the sky. People were catching these on. People were catching these. They were recording them, and they were able to see. So then I went off and I showed another video about what is it called? An energy weapon. An energy weapon to show how the energy weapon could be used, and how the energy weapon looks, and how it could be made, and how it basically you can just shoot the energy weapon and you can catch anything on fire. But let's go ahead and pick up right here where we left off, and we'll proceed forward. So here we go. This guy's talking about the alleged arsonist that they found about the wildfire.
20 minutes, 30 minutes later.
Oh, here we go.
Are you looking for
gosh dang it. Okay. Let me get this off real quick. But yeah, so he's speaking on the arsonists. He's saying that they found arsonists who were throwing gasoline and stuff, and we all know that those could be crisis actors. Those could be paid people to push a narrative that they want to push because they don't want the truth to be out because they want to control the narrative of their own story because there's something else on the back end for them to gain, for them to get, for them to profit off of, or whatever the case may be. I mean, it's cause a problem, and you also have the solution for the problem you cause. We all see it happen, but over and over and over and over and over again. It's the same playbook. They don't care if they kill people, people die. They don't care. Cause, solution. We cause it. We also get the solution, and then we profit on the back end. But anyway, let's go ahead and see what they say about the arsonist. Let's keep it going. Here we go.
This is future me recording this portion to add to this video the next day, because they ended up doing exactly what I said they would do and blaming a random arsonist for the wildfires in California.
What we know.
The hardest thing is obviously finding products.
What is going on? Like, really? Back to back that quick? All right. I guess somebody don't want me to show this, but we're going to watch this. So, you know, it looks like the arsonist potentially could be immigrant, but let's see what we got here. Here we go. Let's pull this back up. All right, here we go. We got it.
A suspect was detained over in Woodland Hills area by citizens.
So someone purposely set the Kenneth fire?
At this time, that's what we believe, yes.
Do you know how or why they did that?
That I don't know.
Is this a crime scene right now?
Yes.
So everything's closed off?
It's being investigated as a crime.
That's why I be talking about close them goddamn borders. Man, motherfuckers coming over here, them immigrants can't adhere to American traditions and customs, man.
Brian, this is a huge and very frustrating development.
Yeah, I mean, totally unexpected, Dan. Was not expecting to get that piece of information in the last couple of minutes. We were sort of wondering why there are so many police out here. Obviously, this is a fire scene, and we've been at fire scenes for the last couple of days, and it didn't really make a lot of sense that more and more LAPD were showing up, and then the crime scene unit also being out here. So we spoke to the lead officer in charge, who you saw there, and he was very open about it. He said that they believe the Kenneth fire, which is the latest fire to start here in LA, now at 900 acres, give or take, they believe that someone did intentionally set it, that this is now officially an arson investigation. He said this whole area behind me, the canyon behind me, they're calling now a crime scene, and that they have a person in custody, detained, who they are questioning. Apparently someone in the area may have seen something. Now someone is in custody. But when you think about what has gone on in LA over the last 3 days, and granted, keep in mind, this is just the latest fire. This doesn't mean the other fires that we've been covering were intentionally shot. We don't we don't know.
Okay.
By 60. Now, I want to inform you all of an article published by NBC News on May 22nd, 2023, titled 60,000 pounds of an explosive chemical lost during rail shipment, officials say. Okay. Now, the article says about 60,000 pounds of a chemical used as both a fertilizer and an explosive is missing after likely disappearing during a rail trip from Wyoming to California last month, according to federal records. A rail car carrying ammonium nitrate left a plant operated by explosives manufacturer Dyno Noble in Cheyenne, Wyoming on April 12th, according to an incident report filed May 10th by a representative of the company with the National Response Center. The report states the chemical was released, quote, due to an unknown cause, and was discovered missing after the rail car arrived in Saltdale, California, an unincorporated community more than 1,000 miles from Cheyenne. At the time of the report, the car was empty and on its way back to Wyoming, according to the company. Ammonium nitrate has been a key ingredient in both terrorist attacks and fatal accidents. Now, this article discusses various instances where this chemical was used, resulting in the deaths of numerous innocent people, both in America and abroad. It cites a source from California law enforcement stating that the disappearance of this chemical, quote, does not appear to be connected to any domestic terrorism threat, Additionally, the article mentions that sources believe the chemicals may have spilled somewhere in California, indicating that even a small amount of fuel can ignite a significant problem. Currently, it appears that these chemicals have not been located as of today, 2025. Since authorities believe this situation does not pose a domestic threat, I suspect this may partially explain why wildfires in California started and spread rapidly throughout Southern California. Just last year, major insurance companies coincidentally abandoned California, resulting in millions of residents losing their home insurance coverage.
Boxes and finding a bombshell, a letter from their insurance company saying they're losing their home coverage even if they live in a place where you'd think fire risk is low.
Lots of families are asking, how can these companies drop loyal paying customers so easily?
Listen, consequently, those who have lost their homes these past few days must, unfortunately, pay for the rebuilding costs out of their own pockets. And that's it.
So insurances is gone. And they set that up like, what was it, September, October, November, December. So like 4 or 5 months in advance. And now you got to pay for the building costs, but building ain't going to be easy because you got to put permits. And, you know, you ain't going to just pull permits and get building done with a place that got burnt to ashes like that.
If they have the funds available to do so. This sounds like another land grab. They create a disaster and make everyone believe it was climate change or Mother Nature, and poof, their homes, families, and everything they owned, including their lives, are all gone.
All right, so there's what we have for that right there, okay? So we finished up on that video, and it was one thing that I did have. I had, where is it? This video I want to show you. So we spoke about the weapons, the weapon of the weapon that could have been used, because you got UFOs, you know, alleged UFOs that people had recorded while the fire was going on. They would see like these little bitty lights in the sky that were just moving at crazy rates of speed, and they were moving at different angles, which could be, you know, verified as a drone. However, would it be too far-fetched to think that the drone could be equipped with one of these? So check out how this thing works. This is a direct energy weapon. Look how it works. I showed this last show, but let's watch it again. All right, so we see there that that's a direct energy weapon. And you see he just points it, aims it, shoots it, and it's very quiet. You can't hear nothing. It's very quiet. Like all you hear is woof, woof, woof. Once something catches on fire, it's it. You don't hear any loud like pow pow. It's just a so that could be a possibility of something happening. You never know, you know, that could be. And, you know, remember they had the Maui fire with the Hawaii situation. People, you know, there's conspiracy theories claiming that that's a land grab. And now they're saying that this could be a potential land grab, and how they're trying to set everything up because of the way the insurance companies dropped out prior beforehand. And then you have to give the narrative that they found arsonists that were contributing to being the reason why the fires had started, and all these things. But at the end of the day, you know, there's something deeper. And there were other things that I had seen that I didn't dive on top of, but I'm not sure. I didn't check those. But if you look deeply, you'll probably find like either a land grab or somebody trying to hide evidence for a case that they may have coming up. You know, it could be anything to deal with these fires. So it's interesting to see how these fires could pan out and what could be the real reason behind it. But what's sad is that you have no fire insurance. You got to rebuild from the ground up. And, you know, depending on who you are, a lot of people have money in their home. People still got like shoebox money or mail money inside safes and things like that that they keep in there, you know, because people don't trust banks and stuff like that. So probably a lot of people, some people probably lost money in like safes and all sorts of things, like lost everything, burnt to the ground. Any memories that you had, gone, burnt to ashes, man. That is very, very unfortunate. It's extremely, extremely sad. So shout out to those people, man, unfortunately. All right, so here's another thing that I thought was really interesting, all right? So this next one by the same guy, Dane Calloway, this is from about 3 weeks ago, all right? Now, we're going into the new year, 2025. Well, we're in the new year, 2025. We ain't going into it. We're in the first month of 2025, about 2 weeks in. So it's January 15th, 2025. All right, so there's another video that he made at the end of at the end of 2024, at the end of last year. And this is about the pandemic that's flying under the radar. Okay, so I'm gonna let him speak on we're gonna let him talk about this and speak on what could possibly be the next pandemic that could be happening or that could come up in the near future as to what's going on in the world. And let me make sure that we don't have to worry about any ads. Yeah, we got ads. So yeah, he speaks on a pandemic that could be flying underneath our nose. And you know, it's sad to say, but you can't like not believe it, because it's not too far-fetched as to what could be going on. Because when you see things happening, you kind of wonder like, how good did it work the first time? And ever since 2020, things have not been the same. Things have not been the same. Things have had a drastic change, and it happened out of nowhere. And they shut a lot down. But let's hear his take on the potential pandemic that's flying underneath the radar, because people are thinking World War III is going to get started. But if you think about it, Trump, I had actually did I think my last video I did on Monday, I had Trump had did an interview, and one of the guys that spoke to him about Canada, they said, would you use military force to make Canada a part of the US? He goes, no, not military force, economic force. Okay, cool. If you know anything about force, I mean, if it's military force, that's like force. That's like basically waging war. If you're gonna say economic force, that's like economical war. Well, there's another kind of force that we keep seeing happening, and this is gonna be biological force. You can call this biological warfare. So it's a way of attacking you, and you're not thinking of a war in your head because you're thinking like guns a-blazing and stuff like that. But in all reality, that's not the case, you know? Like, there can be an economic war against you, but you don't pay attention to it because you don't think anything of like inflation and stuff like that going on. Or when you let a bunch of migrants over and you give them a lot of benefits, where does that money come from? And they just gave $500 million to Ukraine, but then Biden turns around and gives the California residents $770. You know, where's the money coming from? You know what I mean? Money, where is this money coming from? So then that's an economical warfare that's being waged against you, because then that money has to come from somewhere. 9 times out of 10, they probably turn the printer machine on. So then on the back end, that's gonna basically cause the price of goods to go up and add to the inflation amount. You know what I mean? So let's hear what these people have to say about the pandemic that's flying under the radar, and this will segue into the next thing I have to talk about. But let's pull this up on the screen, and here we go. Oh, wait. Here we go.
Remember, you told Chris not long ago that the bird flu could make COVID look like a little pandemic, which was quite alarming. I mean, is that really the case?
Yes, Brian, I really do think it's very likely that we will at some time, it's not a question of if, it's more of a question of when, we will have a bird flu pandemic. As you mentioned, unfortunately, bird flu has, when it does enter humans, has a significant mortality, probably somewhere between 25 and 50% mortality. So it's going to be quite complicated. Once the virus gains the ability to attach to the human receptor and then go human to human, that's when you're going to have the pandemic. And as I said, I think it's just a matter of time.
Listen, now, like I said, this video was back in June of this year. When
So he said it's not if, it's when. And did you see what was named on that? It said avian influenza. Avian. What does avian mean? Avian, relating to birds. So it was basically just saying bird flu, avian influenza. So they already are preparing for it, and he's basically saying it's not an if, but it's a when it happens, and it's going to be 25 to 50% worse than COVID. So however COVID shut everything down, this is going to shut some stuff down. And if it's shutting everything down, how are people going to work? How are people going to get paid? And if you're pulling everybody from work, right, and they still need to get paid because bills are not going to stop, that's just another way to basically weed out cash and push cash to the side and keep things more digital. And then that's a way to implement all digital currency. And if people can't work and they're getting replaced by AI in the meantime, because AI can keep production going. What the humans can't do because of a sickness, the AI can keep pushing. So now you hire the AI, they have nowhere to go back to for work. What do you give them? UBI, Universal Basic Income. But I digress. Let's continue with the show.
When the former CDC director, Dr. Robert Redfield, warned about the potential for a bird flu pandemic that could be far more devastating than COVID-19. It's the last thing we need. Now, he stated it's not a question of if, but when. So he was emphasizing the virus's ability to cause some type of catastrophic effect, once it adapts to human-to-human transmission. Dr. Redfield described the situation as, quote, quite complicated, and he noted that the bird flu has a staggering mortality rate of 25% to 50% when it affects humans. He cautioned that the pandemic will begin once the virus combines to human receptors and spread from person to person, making it an inevitable global threat. Now, I want to tell you this. If you haven't heard by now, California Governor Gavin Newsom declared a state of emergency due to the H5N1, which is the bird flu. He called it a, quote, proactive action because of growing concerns about bird flu cases in the state and across the country. His office, the governor's office, said the proclamation comes after more bird flu cases were detected in Southern California dairy cows.
California has just declared a state of emergency over the bird flu. The virus has just been detected in dairy cows in the state. Meantime, the first severe human case confirmed in Louisiana. All right, doctor, when you declare a state of emergency, as in California, what happens?
Why would you ask a doctor about declaring a state of emergency?
Well, that's a good question. And what he's doing is he's trying to get funds, state funds and federal funds released to help combat this thing. So these are actually two different strains.
First things he said, you're going to get state funds and federal funds to combat this thing. Right there off the top. You're going to get funded. You're going to get funded.
That are occurring in California and the one that happened in Louisiana, the severe case that you mentioned.
And when you get funded, do they pay attention to the numbers as to where all the funds go? Do they really pay attention meticulously with a like a forensics accountant? Do they watch where every penny and every dollar and every dime goes? Because what if they do? Okay, cool. You watch where they go. Is there a category that says other? What does other refer to?
We have to be watchful of this. I want people to understand that this virus is not spreading person to person. Right now, it's animal to person. The only people who are being infected by this are people who are in close contact with either the cows or with birds.
People are being affected by this. So people that are in contact with cows or birds. So therefore, cows are your milk. Birds, I'm gonna go on a limb here and basically say chicken and eggs. Milk, chicken, and eggs. And that's it right there. So now your farmers are being waged on. Your farmers are having war waged against them. And then you got your chicken, your eggs, and milk. And if you don't know anything about milk and eggs, when milk and egg prices go up, that's the prices that you need to pay attention to when you know things are going AWOL in the economy, or excuse me, when things are going crazy in the economy. Pay attention to the milk and egg price. That's, for some reason, I have to do more research as to why milk and egg prices are so important. But he just said it: cows and birds. So let him keep going.
So people who keep backyard flocks, chickens, poultry, things like that, or dead birds in their backyard, are the only ones who are getting this right now. It's not spreading person to person. So Governor Newsom, I guess, is trying to get ahead of it. There's probably some financial benefit to the state to declaring a state of emergency. I think.
Thank you. There's some kind of financial benefit to the state to declare a state of emergency. So when there's a state of emergency call, somebody's getting paid and getting profits put in their pocket just to make that call.
It's possibly a bit premature, but if they're trying to get out ahead of it, I guess that's fine. But right now, don't worry about it so much because it's not spreading person to person.
But the big concern would be if it spread person to person. I mean, that would be a huge concern,
for sure,
obviously. But is there something about the virus is there something about the virus which would stop it spreading person to person?
Here we go.
Well, what happens is when you have an animal reservoir, meaning it's in animals, and it starts to spread to people, eventually the viruses learn how to spread person. And this happened with COVID, whether it was manipulated or not, and that's always up for debate. But the viruses eventually, evolution teaches them to eventually jump person to person. So it's probably only a matter of time before that happens. So, we'll just have to keep our eyes peeled for it.
Got it. Dr. Frank Contessessa, thanks for joining.
Okay, now, currently, the situation...
So they're like, oh, it's only a matter of time before it happens. What do? It's like, well, we'll give you a jab. You know what I mean? We'll go in a room and we'll put on these little white coats and then we'll start making concoctions. And these concoctions will then turn into cures. Wait, we can't say that. Treatment. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So these little things that we make with our little white coats on, little concoctions that we make will be treatments. And you just keep taking this treatment, but don't worry about being cured because we're going to treat it. And don't worry about what's in it either. And we're going to get to what could be or what was in previous said treatments.
Is becoming increasingly unexplainable as new and unusual cases emerge, leading to heightened public concern. Watch this closely.
New cases of the bird flu are raising alarms among health officials. 53 confirmed human cases across 7 states this year alone. But this week, health officials in California are reporting a possible case in a child who had no known contact with an infected animal. For more on that, let's bring in CBS News medical contributor Dr. Celine Gounder. Dr. Gounder, thank you for being here. No known contact with an infected animal. Why is that so important?
This is important because we are wondering, how did this child get infected? So check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this.
So now they're attacking the children. Of course. Why would they not attack the children? Of course they're going to attack the kids. Why? Because now how you going to go to work? You got to watch your kids. And right now we have a severe case of single family or a single parentism going on. So since everybody wants to be strong and independent and everybody wants to work, because we're so strong, we can just go to work and do what the other one can do. Now when the kid can't go to school, how you gonna go to work? How you gonna go to work? You gotta watch your kid. Now you can't. Now you gotta watch your kid. You can't go to work. Who's gonna watch your kid? And then you can't go to work on top of that. So now you got to pay your bills. How you going to pay your bills? You can't pay your bills because you can't go to work because your kid's at school. I mean, it's a perfect recipe for disaster. They setting this up perfectly, especially when they threw the kids in there. Now it's like, uh-oh, what do you do now? There's an answer for all this, but we'll get to that later. Let's go ahead and put this back on the screen and let's continue. So here we go. Where's she at? There we go.
Likely sources would be a wild bird or a human. If it's a human, that means that there is human-to-human transmission going under the radar, and that is one of the signs of something that a virus that could be on the verge of becoming pandemic when you have human-to-human transmission.
So there's also a teen in Canada hospitalized with bird flu, also wasn't known to have had contact with infected.
So just to get this straight, there's a serious issue when humans can get other humans sick. How long have we been getting each other sick as humans? Catch a cold, get a fever. We've been getting each other sick for God knows how long, but it's all of a sudden, it's a problem now. Crazy.
Animals. So is there a relationship here between bird flu, cattle-related illnesses, and then the human transmission?
Yes, there is. So a couple things that were notable about that teen in Canada. One, again, we don't know the source. Two, that teenager is critically ill. So this is not a mild case of bird flu like we've seen with other bird flu cases. And three, we've seen mutations in that particular case that would make the virus more easily transmitted from person to person. But big picture, we're seeing bird flu spreading among poultry, wild birds, cattle, humans, and this is really Russian roulette for creating a situation where you have mutations for adaptation to human transmission.
Could we be in a situation where we're facing another pandemic or one that changes our lives?
Well, that's precisely what we're worried about. The two things that we worry about here are, one, the human-to-human transmission piece. The other is a virus to which we don't have pre-existing immunity. So think back to COVID in 2020. We're in a very different world today. But at that time, it was a new virus to which we had no pre-existing immunity. And that's why we worry about animal viruses that we have not developed immunity to before.
Okay, so we don't have pre-existing immunity to said virus. Let's see here. Man. Okay, here we go. All right, so real quick. So since they're speaking on, we don't have any immunity to anything, let's go ahead and speak on the nature of the human body. We're going to go ahead and put the creator into this. Let me put this up on your screen real quick. We're going to put the creator into this. This is what's inside of your body, all right? Something called antibodies. All right, so antibodies, these are Y-shaped proteins that help the body's immune system identify and destroy harmful substances like bacteria, viruses, and toxins. How antibodies work: identify antigens. Antibodies recognize antigens, which are markers on the surface of foreign substances. Attached to antigens, antibodies will bind to the specific antigen, which is a signal which signals other immune system cells to destroy the substance. Destroy antigens. Some antibodies destroy antigens directly, while others help white blood cells destroy them. So there you go. We already have something in our body that's already being created inside of us to deal with these things. Now, granted, yes, I get it. Some people do have certain deficiencies within their body. Yes, that's a no-brainer. That is a no-brainer. We all get it. We all know that. But for her to say this right here,
people may not. Animal. At that time, it was a new virus to which we had no pre-existing immunity, and that's why we
to have no pre-existing immunity. It's like, I mean, that's a part of life. You ever been to a different country before and you probably drank their water and your body was like, ugh, you know what I mean? Your body felt some type of way from drinking that country's water. And it's not that the country water is bad. It's just that it has something different in it that your body ain't used to, that the people in that country can drink and they don't have an issue with. But I digress. Let's keep going.
Worry about animal viruses that we have not developed immunity to before.
And people may not make this connection, so I'm hoping.
How do you develop an immunity? How do you develop an immunity? Here, I'll show you right here. The Y-shaped proteins help the body's immune system identify and destroy harmful substances like bacteria, viruses, and toxins. That's what it does. Antibodies recognize antigens, which are markers on the surface of foreign substances. So your body naturally will do these things. but they're doing everything in their power to make you to try to think you're so dumb enough not to believe in the nature of yourself. Let's continue.
When you can, there's a link between bird flu and grocery prices.
So we've had this bird flu outbreak among poultry since 2022. And as a result, we've had to cull over 100 million birds in this country. So those are birds that are laying eggs. Those are the birds that we're eating. And so, of course, that creates shortages, and that drives prices up at the grocery store.
Another reason price.
There you go. So now you have tapped into the economic side of the flu or whatever this bird flu is. So now you use this flu to tap into your health and then turn around and tap into another reason to cause inflation of said goods and products and services. That's really all they did. They just did that right there. So there it is. They just was like, oh yeah, we can use this to say, you know, cattle, birds, eggs, milk, and all these things will be affected because, you know, once they get affected, we got to do a recall. We do a recall, what happens? Drives the prices up. Yep. I mean, it's not hard to see.
Prices may go up. Dr. Slingander, thank you very much.
See, I'm just trying to, you know, make you guys aware about what's going on. This is not to scare you guys. This is just to make you aware so you could use your logical thinking skills or critical thinking skills rather, to make the best decisions for you and your family, for you and your loved ones. You know, I don't know who's going to be covering stuff like this, but yeah, they're doing that on purpose. This is the U.S. government doing this, guys. I'd much rather people be, you know, taking precautions to detox their bodies so their bodies can fight back against certain things that they would try to do to make people sick all over. Like you heard the former CDC director indicating that that will be a bigger pandemic. We can't allow that to happen. Just, you know, make
Exactly. And that's what it all boils down to, man. Understanding your body, understand the human body, know thyself. You got to know yourself. You got to understand how powerful the human body is. You really do. And when you don't, you fall for, you know, anything. You know, you fall for, you know, anything that they want to put out there. Oh no, there's a bird and the bird got in contact with the human, but now the human is a child. So now we're going to scare you because now if your child gets it, you're going to be terrified. And, you know, everybody has different ailments that they're born with. Maybe if a child like has some kind of a deficiency that they're dealing with, whether it could be asthma, it could be something that has to do with maybe like they're diabetic or something. And we all understand that people with those conditions, yes, they are going to probably be more prone or more at risk to suffer more harmful consequences when dealing with said viruses or whatever. But still, it can be overcome. You can still overcome it. But it's just the fear. It's the constant state of fear. If you are fearing something, it's going to make your immune system weaker. That's what they're doing. They're trying to make you feel weaker. The more weaker they can make you feel, the more fear they can put in you, the weaker they're making your immune system, the weaker they're making you. You know what I mean? And then they're going to affect your food and your children. So now you're just like, what do I do? What do I do? And the whole time you don't know that you have the power to overcome this on your own without the people that's causing the problem and giving you the solution at the same time. Now, speaking of a problem and a solution, we can look at the last problem that we had and then look at the solution that they gave us. So last time we had a problem and we're going to look at the solution that they gave us. And let's just take a look at what it says, what were coming out of arteries and veins of a deceased jab patient. So here we go. Put this up on the screen. And this is where in the arteries of people.
September 2024, and here are 7 different people represented in these test tubes, and this is clinical waste that I'm about to dispose of, but these are 7 different people who came in to us and were embalmed, and during that process this spilled out of their arteries onto our embalming table tray, was kept, and I'm documenting it now before disposing of this clinical waste, to prove to people that this is coming out of deceased vaccine recipients. Each one represents a person murdered by the state who will never see justice unless we get it for them. And I devote my life into getting that justice for them. This has got to stop.
All right, so as you see there, we're looking at a voluntary action that was chosen by people to do, and unfortunately, you know, that's what the outcome of it was. That's what's in the arteries, that's what's in their blood. That's what's going through their bodies, and that's what they're getting out of those patients whenever they do the autopsy on them. You know what I mean? So, oh man, hold on. Okay, there we go. So that's what they're doing. That's what they're getting out of the people who they embalm after they're deceased. And if you know anything about your arteries carry oxygen. They carry rich blood from the heart to the body cell, delivering nutrients and hormones. So if that's being blocked, then your circulatory system is basically being blocked, is being compromised, you know, and that's also going to include your veins in your heart. So if your arteries are blocked, you can't get no oxygen from the heart to the body cell to deliver nutrients and hormones. So therefore, you are going to become unalive. That's just how that works. It's crazy. So hopefully that doesn't happen again in the future. Hopefully another pandemic doesn't happen going down the line. Now, with that being said, I'm going to move on to the next video that we have. All right, so this is the next video that we have. Let me get all this stuff off the screen. This will be the last video. All right, so this next video is by the same guy, Dane Calloway. Shout out to him. Go see him if you haven't seen him. I'm just here to make you think. Really informative dude, man. Shout out to him. He has another video. This one is going to speak on Agenda 47, and it says the calm before the storm. I'm going to go over this and see how this video plays out and see what this video is about and how it's basically speaking on what is going to be happening potentially in the future. Now remember, from 2025 to 2030, a lot of stuff is going to go down, especially economically. It's going to be a huge economic shakeup that's going to happen. And you just got to be prepared and be aware and understand how you're going to navigate and move in the future. So let's go ahead and get this pulled up on a screen, and we're going to check this out and see what this one is all about. So here we go. There we go.
Before the presidential election on November 4th, 2024, Donald Trump's vice president-elect, J.D. Vance, recorded this interview with Tucker Carlson, stating what the media would do once Trump won the election.
Trump's main campaign platforms, one of the main things that he talks about, and of course, I think he learned in some ways the hard way during his first 4 years in office, is the president recognizes that if you have people in your government who you tell to do something and they disobey you, that's not like checks and balances. They're part of your government. The check and balance is the House, the Senate, the judiciary, right? If the people in your own government aren't obeying you, you have got to get rid of them and replace them with people who are responsive to what the president is trying to do. If you don't have that, you don't have a real democratic accountability.
You've got to be a nut cutter because that's the system at stake.
That's right.
That's democratic control. How do voters have any control over their government if the people they elect have no control?
That's exactly right, man. And again, it's we have to sort of
Second Amendment. That's the purpose of it, in case that situation happens.
Remind ourselves that it's real people who suffer because of this, right? There are Americans who are dead because the Joint Chiefs of Staff didn't listen to the President of the United States when he said you need to do troop redeployments out of Syria. There are veterans who are dead because the VA does not function as well as it could because the President needs to be able to fire, again, the small number, but the small number of people who aren't doing their job. And that same story repeats itself, rinse and repeat through the entire American government. You have got to have basic democratic accountability. And I think, most Americans recognize, like, look, we're fine with, bureaucrats making a reasonable salary. We're fine with people having a good life, but they've got to do their job, right? When you're in public service, you've got to do your job. And whether you're an elected official or an unelected bureaucrat, if you're not doing your job, you got to get out there and make way for somebody who will.
So if you guys win and you start firing people who are acting against orders of their commander-in-chief and against the expressed will of voters, the New York Times will call it a fascist takeover.
That's exactly right.
So the question is, do you care?
Well, I think we have to not care. Now, you have to care about public opinion, of course, because you have to actually make the case to the American people.
But if you're acting on behalf of the public,
you have to say, I mean, look, it's what's so funny about it is it's the opposite, right? Real democracy is when the elected leaders the voters elect actually make the decisions in the government. Right. Fascism, if it's anything, it's that the voters don't get any say in how their government actually operates. So fascism, if it's anything, it's that the voters don't get any say in how their government actually operates. So I think you have to do it. And look, man, I've been in politics all of 2 years, but there are all of these really subtle ways in which the media, the tech sector, the people who call the shots try to manipulate the American public and manipulate political leadership into not doing the things the American people actually want. So here, let me give you an example. Mark this down. I guarantee in 18 months or so, we're going to have, this is going to be prophetic. So right now, according to public opinion polling, 65% of Americans, give or take, support mass deportations, meaning 25 million people here, you've got to send some of them back to where they came from, okay? That's a common sense issue. 2/3 of Americans, give or take, support it. In 18 months, there will be media stories and there will be public opinion polls to back it up that actually Americans do not support mass deportations, that Donald Trump is doing all of these terrible things and he has to stop. It's inhumane, it's evil, and the American public don't support it. The same people who put those public opinion polls together are the same people who say, for example, that Donald Trump was going to lose Wisconsin by 17 points. Remember that? 3 days before the 2020 election, Donald Trump was supposed to lose Wisconsin by 17 points. And set to the side all of the debates about what happened in 2020, Wisconsin was basically a tied election. So these guys use public polls, they use the media, not even just to manipulate public opinion, but to manipulate our leadership about what public opinion actually says.
So how does that happen? So those polls are fake, is what you're saying?
Oh, absolutely, they're fake. They're absolutely fake.
Almost everything he mentioned would happen is quickly becoming a reality.
He said in 18 months, we're going to hear stories about how inhumane mass deportation is and everything like that. And he was like, logically, if there's 25 million people, then, I mean, logically, then some of them got to get sent back. And we're going to he said what he said is going to be prophetic. And it'd be nice to see, or not, just to see if his words actually play out. And so far, we're going to see how this goes.
Trump is currently filling his cabinet with people who are said to make drastic changes within the government that will eliminate the swamp and give power back to the people. Vance mentioned that the media will work overtime to manipulate the public into opposing President Trump's agenda for America. He noted that the administration's plan for mass deportations will prompt the media to create and release fake public polls, suggesting that Americans are against these deportations, which are set to begin on Trump's first day in office. In reality, many Americans actually support this plan. Behind the scenes, extremist groups that some evil people in their organizations fund are recruiting people right now to execute their plans to disrupt President Trump's inauguration on January 20th, 2025, a scene that we have seen before during Trump's first inauguration.
And right now is January 15th, so 5 days until that actually happens.
Hey, listen, if you
and every single person that they always got on masks, so you don't know who is what, or who's who, and what's going on, and why, and where the heck is my thing, and what's happening. So you always got you probably got a bunch of crisis actors that are under those masks. That's one of the things I always look at, that as crisis actors. They just be on the screen, pushing a agenda, a plot that, or whatever agenda that they want to get across, and they post it to social media, and you never know the face of the people or whatever. You just hear all this noise and ruckus. You only see what they want to show you. And I remember that one time. I remember one time in Austin where they had that. I don't know what, I can't remember what it was. It was like they had like the little in Austin, Texas. They had that situation. I guess it was like with BLM or something on the highway, or people were on the highways doing all sorts of crazy stuff on the highway, and you know the people are going crazy and they're doing all this stuff. And I remember my parents called me and was like, "Hey, you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what's good?" Like, we're seeing on the news that all this stuff is happening and people are doing this and doing that. I'm like, where? In Austin. I was like, man, ain't nothing going on. I was like, wait a minute, let me look it up. So I looked up to see it's on the news, and I was like, I know where that's at. So I wanted to go over there and see for myself, because I looked at what the news was showing, and then I wanted to actually drive by it to see like what the actual experience was. And let me tell you, when I tell you that that was the biggest crock of shit that I had ever seen in my life, to look at what it looked like on the news, to be able to get my car and drive straight to said scene, I was like, boy, oh boy, look at how these people got fear pumping through people, making you think that it is way worse than what it is. And it was really absolutely nothing. It was nothing at all. Like when I say you could see the little spot where they stirred up, but it was like, it's like they made it look like this when all it is that. Like it was nothing. It was really sad. But let's continue. Let's pick back up where we left off. Here we go.
Grenades and pepper spray.
So see. Oh, that was the last time. January 20, 2017. That was the last time.
Before the swearing-in ceremony even began, protesters tried to block checkpoint entrances. During President Trump's speech, several demonstrators were escorted out of the area.
I mean, they do know the president got convoys like crazy.
Several officers injured during the protest today, and more than 100 people arrested. Tonight, thousands of protesters remain in downtown D.C., occasionally facing off with police. We have seen many people injured, both protesters.
Okay.
These types of videos will look different according to today's exit polls, which show the majority of men voted for Trump, the majority of women voted for Harris, and the majority of these men and women who voted for Harris were black. The last time we saw crowds of black men and women similarly take to the streets was during the civil rights era. So will we see large crowds of angry black men and women in videos like this? I doubt it very seriously. But let's not forget how the Democrats jumped to the media to entice the public to do something about Trump. Here's a clip of Democrat Congressman Dan Goldman sending a warning message to Trump and his supporters.
It's just unquestionable at this point that that man cannot see public office again. He is not only unfit, he is destructive to our democracy, and he has to be eliminated.
The Democrats clarified that they would prevent Trump from becoming president even if he won the election.
Joe Biden's been a phenomenal president. He's lived up to so many of the promises he's made. There's one promise left that he could fulfill, being a transitional figure. He could resign the presidency in the next 30 days, make Kamala Harris the president of the United States. Whoa. He would absolve her from being able to from having to oversee the January 6th transition, right, of her own defeat. And it would make sure that it would dominate the news at a point where Democrats have to learn drama and transparency and doing things that the public want to see. Is the time. This is the moment for us to change the entire perspective of how Democrats
Okay, this has now jumped from an internet meme to a Sunday morning show.
Jamal's out here right now.
Congratulations.
Season of House of Cards.
I thought you were going to say, what about the Supreme Court? That's also out there.
Well, the Supreme Court might happen. I don't know if it will, but
we all know that Trump did win. But listen to Democrat Congressman Jamie Raskin say what will happen after Trump wins.
Again, it's necessary, but it's not sufficient, because what can be put into the Constitution can slip away from you very quickly. And the greatest example going on right now before our very eyes is Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, which they're just disappearing with a magic wand, as if it doesn't exist, even though it could not be clearer what it's stating. And so they want to kick it to Congress, so it's going to be up to us on January 6, 2025 to tell the rampaging Trump mobs that he's disqualified. And then we need bodyguards for everybody in civil war conditions, all because the 9 justices, not all of them, but these justices who have not many cases to look at every year, not that much work to do, a huge staff, great protection, simply do not want to do their job and interpret what the great 14th Amendment means.
He gave the date of January 6, 2025, and they are currently recruiting people right now through multiple extremist groups who are well known for violent protesting. According to reports, flyers are presently posted on college campuses in Washington, D.C., instructing students to, quote, fight fascism. The Cambridge Dictionary defines fascism as a political system based on a very powerful leader, state control, and being extremely proud of country and race, and in which political opposition is not allowed. In contrast, Dictionary.com defines it as a system of government led by a dictator who typically rules by forcefully and often violently suppressing opposition and criticism, controlling all industry and commerce, and promoting nationalism and often racism. These are 2 distinctively different definitions that will purposely sway public opinion.
So it's really crazy how they really see this situation going on. And also you have a dishonesty coming from both sides, because you're also going to see later on in this video, you're going to see times where he catches Trump also saying, he would do something he wouldn't do, or he did this, but then when he turned around and said it later, he's like, he didn't do that. And it's like, I don't know, buddy.
For justice
and here, let's go ahead and just get straight to it. So we got this right here.
Funded by George Soros, the same funder of all left-leaning organizations like Black Lives Matter, an org that stole donations from Black Americans by lying to them, saying that they would assist them in receiving justice against police brutality. But instead, they purchased million-dollar mansions and left the organization to dry up once their job to steal money and people's attention was complete. But let's not forget that in the past, Donald Trump said that he would do one thing when he actually does another. For example, during his first campaign for president, Donald Trump said that he would drain the swamp and that he would lock up Hillary Clinton numerous times throughout his campaign.
He did say that.
What if my team and I did all...
Good Lord. He did say that. That is one thing I can't agree. He did say he would lock her up. I mean, that was one of the most infamous things that he did say there in his campaign. So you can't really hold that against him. I'm not holding it against him, but you can't really say he didn't say that, but he did say that. Here we go.
Hillary Clinton is missing 30,000 emails. They've been deleted. 30,000. 30,000 emails. And remember I said I was a counterpuncher? I am. After what she said about me today in her phony speech, that was a phony speech. That was a Donald Trump hit job. I will say this, Hillary Clinton has to go to jail, okay? She has to go to jail. Has to go. That was a phony hit job. She's guilty as hell. And I'm saying, what the hell are they talking about? We have to win, right? We have to win. We didn't come this far to lose. So we're going to play California because I think Hillary is very weak. I think she's pathetic. I think she should be in jail for what she did with her emails, okay? Jail.
I'd say this, but I'm going to say it, and I hate to say it, but if I win, I am going to instruct my Attorney General to get a special prosecutor to look into your situation, because there has never been so many lies, so much deception. There has never been anything like it.
This just came out. This just came out. WikiLeaks. I love WikiLeaks.
This dude is crazy.
And I said, write a couple of them down. Let's see. During a speech, crooked Hillary Clinton. Oh, she's crooked, folks. She's crooked as a $3 bill. Lock her up is right. Okay, here's one. just came out. Lock her up is right. No. Subpoena. And after, not before, that would be bad. But after getting the subpoena to give over your emails and lots of other things, she deleted the emails. She has to go to jail.
All right, so there's multiple occasions where he's saying the same thing.
Disgraceful.
It says right here, she should be prosecuted, should be in jail. Instead, she's running for president. Well, looks like a rigged election.
Crooked Hillary.
Tonight I'm going to UFC.
Rachel.
News, he denied saying any third of this year.
So that's.
But on
so we went from 2016 all the way up to 2020. All right, so now we're gonna fast forward to 2024. Here we go.
June 3rd of this year, during an interview with Fox News, he denied saying any of this and blamed his supporters for saying lock her up.
What Rachel asked you, though, because I hear you struggling with it. I hear you say it's a tough question, a bit unsure. Yeah. You famously said regarding Hillary Clinton, lock her up. You declined to do that as president. But now,
and purposely, because after I won, you know, it's different when you win. I see it tonight. I'm going to UFC with Dana White. And I see fighters, they come in with hatred like you wouldn't believe it. It's amazing. It's a little metaphor on life, right? The hatred, they hate each other. Then after the fight, somebody wins, somebody loses. Sometimes they get knocked out. Sometimes it's... But they hug and they kiss each other. It's like crazy. I beat her. It's easier when you win. And they all said, lock her up. And I felt, and I could have done it, but I felt it would have been a terrible thing. And then this happened to me. And so I may feel differently about it. I can't tell you, I'm not sure I can answer the question. Hillary Clinton, I didn't say lock her up, but the people would all say lock her up, lock her up. Okay. Then we won. And I said pretty openly, I say, all right, come on, just relax. Let's go. We got to make our country great.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'm not sure I can answer the question. Hillary Clinton, I didn't say lock her up, but the people would all say lock her up, lock her up. I didn't say lock her up, but the people would all say lock her up, lock her up. I didn't say lock her up, but the people would all say lock her up, lock her up, lock her up.
Yeah, so you got that being said. And there's a few other things on here. Where is it at?
Turning Point USA Believers Summit in West Palm Beach. The former president telling the crowd that if they re-elect him to the White House, they won't have to worry about voting ever again.
And again, Christians, get out and vote just this time. You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. I love you, Christians. I'm a Christian. I love you. Get out. You got to get out and vote. In 4 years, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good you're not going to have to vote.
He said it 3 times. Now,
see, what the public has to realize is that the enemy is on code with their plans. And what's alarming is how easily Donald Trump became the new incoming president for a second time without any cheating during the election this time around. Their code language is numbers, and Trump was president number 45 and is now president number 47. 4 plus 5 is 9, and then 4 plus 7 is 11. So that's 9/11. 911 is nationally recognized as the number to call for emergency assistance. It also evokes memories of September 11th, 2001. Which may suggest the need for emergency assistance in their internal camps, as though it was an inside job. So with that being said, is Donald Trump the emergency relief for us, the people, or for them?
All right, and that is what you have there. Now, to keep all that in mind, you got all these things that are happening, all at one time. And you have, recorded the playback of, Trump denying some of the things that he said or some of the things that he said he would do. And, you really don't know who's playing on what side. And if there's a pandemic being orchestrated, you got the fire that just happened, you got all these things boiling itself up. And only thing that you could do is, at the end of the day, is to take care of your temple, take care of your body, take care of your mind. Don't operate on such a low frequency, because degeneracy is at an all-time high. And that's one of the things that's going to keep you down and keep you under. You can't operate out of survival. You can't operate out of fear. And that's what they're pushing for. That's what they're pushing towards. Go out there, take care of your body. Go work out, go lift. Oh, don't sneeze. Go work out, go lift, go exercise, get in nature, cook your food, know how to cook. Excuse me. Cook your food, know how to cook, know what's in your food. Live a little bit more, you know. I'm not going to tell you to not really like live simple, but more of like live under, you know, the guise of you knowing what it is that you're doing. Because, you know, ordering stuff like Uber Eats and all this stuff, we've already seen that they're trying to AI. They're trying to give you 3D printed meat and crap like that. So you're gonna have to be able to take matters into your own hands and have a hustle and a grind about yourself, because you can't really depend on a job anymore, because AI at this point is taking over everything. And speaking of which, let's go ahead and segue into the next segment, because that is the last segment. You're going to have to figure out a way how to take life into your own hands and not be basically destroyed by the next coming set system that's moving forward. So let's go ahead and tap into this AI portion of the show so we can see some of the things that is going on, because you see how the economy is moving, and then look at the AI side of how the economy would be moving. If you got bird flu and pandemics happening, and then everybody's putting all their faith and trust into a man that's going to help change it and navigate things in different direction, but then you got him on tape, or you got him recorded saying he didn't say that, you said that. And then saying, he says Christians come out and vote. I'm not a Christian, but don't worry, we'll get it fixed in 4 years. You never have to vote again. It's kind of like subtle things being said. And I'm actually pro-Trump. I am. I'm not gonna lie. Trump versus Kamala, I would pick Trump over that. However, you still can't put all your faith in anybody else but yourself. You got to take control of everything. And with that being said, let's slide into the AI portion of the show. Normally I would do it a certain way, but I can't, because I want to get straight to the point. And getting straight to the point, look at things like this. All right. First of all, let's start out with this. All right. So if you know anything about the OpenAI CEO, Sam Altman, this man is already having issues, allegedly, of what he probably is going through. So let's go ahead and start out with that. So here we go. Pull him up on the screen. And we got Mr. Altman allegedly being sued by his sister for SA. He is facing a lawsuit filed by his sister, an accusation of him abusing her from 1997 to 2006. Beginning when she was 3 years old. Wow. This is your OpenAI CEO. It was filed in Missouri. Alleges repeated abuse at their family home, leading to severe emotional and mental stress for the plaintiff. And Altman, who's previously made similar public allegations, is seeking a jury trial and over $75,000 in damages. That's it. All right, so we got that right there. Altman denies the claims in a joint statement, describing them as false and attributing them to Ann's mental health and challenges. So we don't know if this is true or false, because you can't just say that these allegations are true. You can't say that, because, I mean, she got some crazy looking eyes right there. So I don't know who to believe, but look at these eyes. Good Lord. I don't know who to believe, but they both got crazy eyes. So this is what we got going on from one of the big CEOs of a huge AI platform. We got that going on. Then we're going to switch over to the next part of AI. Now, speaking of jobs and how things are moving forward, if robots and stuff are taking over your factory works, and all of your everyday activities, then look at what robots can do for your people who do influencers, like YouTube and TikTok influencers, or even me, how I'm here on YouTube doing a video for you on different multiple platforms. Check out how these videos are going to be looking and how the influencers are going to be looking via AI. These are not real people. These are AI people. So could you imagine an influencers doing a makeup tutorial video? This is a makeup tutorial. This is how it looks. All right. So if you're any kind of influencer whatsoever, not only are regular jobs being taken over, like fast food, you got your automated burgers and fries jobs being taken over by automated machines. You got Amazon taking over with robot employees, but now AI is going to be taking over stuff like this. You got podcast style. You know, I'm giving you a podcast right now. This is the AI version of said podcast. Look how that looks. You got product reviews, and this is and imagine if the AI is doing a podcast style or product review or anything like that. Just imagine the narrative of how said narrative of whatever agenda is going to be pushed. And one thing about AI is it learns on its own. It does its own thing. You know, it starts to learn how things work and how things move. And when it starts to have its own way of moving, then it's going to have its own way of thinking and manipulating. You know, and look at this. You got product reviews, reaction videos. You can't even tell that these people are fake. Like, look how real it looks. We're already there. We've already made it to this point. Only thing is we don't have no sound. So I can't hear what they would sound like if the voice matched the mouth. But I mean, you can look at all the intricacies, if that's the right word. The fingers, the ears, the teeth. You try to look at all, like you see like a minor glitch right here. If you pay attention, there was a minor glitch right by her ear. If you look right here, you see it. There's a minor glitch, but that's now. Give this 1 or 2 years, that glitch is going to be gone because AI keeps improving itself on its own. It does everything by itself. Travel video vlog. And we've already seen that with the OnlyFans side of content creation, that people will be looking at OnlyFans content and they won't care if it's an AI or a human. So people are not going to really care if these things are actually real people or AI people. So therefore the jobs will be taken across the board, which is going to be wild. I mean, hey, how would you like it if I was doing AI YouTube podcasts or AI workout videos at home? I mean, hey, if it works out in my favor, I'm doing it. I'm just letting you know. If I can, you know, make sure my likeness gets put into my pocket, then hey, I'm doing it for sure. Unboxing video. Like, look at this. This is crazy. And it only makes sense for huge conglomerates and businesses to take over this because you ain't got to pay nobody to do it. You got one person making these AI things for all your product reviews. You're not giving up a real product. You're nothing. Everything is just like, the ROI is ridiculous, you know? So keep this in mind when you're seeing things go on. And if they were to do a pandemic to shut everything down, where you gonna go work? How you gonna make money? Because they gonna not stop bills from coming. And if they and since bills won't stop coming, they gonna try to give you a stipend, which is UBI, universal basic income. You're never gonna have to work, but they're gonna control how much money you get. And this isn't just regular people, this is everybody. Like, look at this video right here. This is a movie. It says Goodbye Hollywood. Saying goodbye to Hollywood. The entire movie, The Heist, was created using AI. No cameras, no sets, just words transforms into film. Check this out. All right, so yeah, so we got that there. Now you're looking at whole industries being wiped away. All industries are being wiped away. You're seeing a bunch of them just being wiped clean. All these industries are being wiped clean. So any jobs that are being had, we're seeing them get replaced. No, excuse me, we're seeing them getting taken over and not replaced. So then at what point you think to yourself, what are they gonna do with the human beings? What are they gonna do with humans? What are they gonna do with us? Where are they gonna place us? You gotta place yourself somewhere. That's what this really boils down to. Where are you gonna place yourself? Because they don't care about where they place you. If anything, they rather enslave you than replace you in somewhere you want to be. That's just a fact of it. Even going further, if you want to see what it looks like, what happens when they take over a factory job, let's take a look at it. Check it out. Amazon workers went on strike and get a rude awakening upon their return.
Folks, you're not going to believe this, but...
So Amazon workers went on strike, and Jeff Bezos said, check this out. He introduced Amazon worker robots. He said, you want more money, right? Well, it's only going to cost me $3 per robot to replace you. They're having their FAFO moment. He didn't stop there. Check this out. He said, two can play that game. Thanks for allowing me to test out my new technology, because soon I won't need you guys to work in the warehouse anymore. I'll replace you with something that doesn't take days off, that doesn't get sick, and doesn't ask for raises. So you can strike if you want, but you're being replaced. Check this out. The new technology was tested, and now, think about this. The most highest grossing company in the world has found a way to replace humans. All because the Amazon workers wanted to go on strike. So this goes to show, when they said that 85 million jobs will be replaced by AI technology, well, Amazon might be the first company to do that. Peace and love.
The most grossing company in the world has already tested out robots in their factories. Already tested it out. So they can't replace you yet, but they already tested it out. So we just looked at influencers, podcasters, anything that has to do with the internet. We looked at Hollywood, movie directors, camera set, script writers, they're gone. We just looked at factory workers. All this stuff is coming. Now, take it another step. Let's take it another step. So then we have ChatGPT. Check this out. ChatGPT was given a GUN, and this is what happened. Check this out.
We're under attack from the front left and front right. Respond accordingly.
If you need any further assistance, just let me know.
Yes, can you move negative 25 degrees, then sweep across the field of fire, stopping every 5 degrees to fire one round? You should also have some variation in the pitch.
Firing one round at each 5-degree interval, with variations in pitch. If you require any further actions, feel free to let me know.
Good job, you saved us.
Bruh. The only thing that can help at this point is going to be this. Yeah. So you're seeing it. You're seeing everything unravel in front of you. So that's why I'm like, look, you got to get yourself in a line and grind like you got to grind. It's been grind time, man. So any problems that you have with people, any issues, quarrels, fights, anything that you have with family member, anything, bro, you got to put that stuff on our back burner. It's something way more bigger than all of us that's on the horizon, and you better get it together. Man, I wish I could finish up, but I can't. That's all the time. I'll save the rest of the AI for tomorrow's show, man. Hopefully that gave you some insight and gave you some understanding as to look towards the future or what's to come, and to grind your ass off from today and never stop, because you're going to work until you go into the dirt. But hey, at least you can have some kind of grip or hold on your own life. With that being said, man, I really thank y'all so much for being here. Thank y'all for tuning in and watching today's show, man. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We will continue to have these videos come out, and we will continue to do these because, you know, what else is there to do? We might as well work. We might as well grind, because that's what life is all about. With that being said, man, thank y'all so much. I greatly appreciate y'all for showing up. Hit the like button if you're on YouTube. It looks just like that right there to get the algorithm out. Follow me on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, and Rumble, and all those social media platforms on my link tree. That being said, I will catch y'all tomorrow. Take care. Peace.